the ideal numbering system. #%. All right. So thanks everyone for coming. This is the 5th Senate session of this year of SGA Senate. So starting off with roll call, Isaiah, how many voting members do we currently have? 17. 17, that's a good amount right now. All right, that means we can proceed and actually vote on things, which is a-okay. So on the agenda today, we largely have 3 different things. Announcing the election results of the Senate elections, which closed this last Monday, if I'm remembering correctly. Then we have some senator nominations for some open positions after that election, and then swear-ins for those, just for formalities. And we were supposed to have a student org proposal tonight, but they aren't currently here. If they do come in, then we will circle back around to them. Other than that, we just have some executive reports as well as senator reports. So we're going to get started. So in terms of senator election reports, I believe most of you have already kind of seen the list that I published out on Discord. So we're just...
I added a little surprise to it. Yeah.
Thank you. So congrats to a wonderful list of 13 people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So congrats.
Yay, I made it.
Even I made it. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. So as normally, Senate has a total of 26 seats available to it. Currently, we have 13 nominees, which means we have 13 total seats available for people to come in, be nominated for. However, there were a couple people during the Senate elections after the acceptance form went out, where they emailed part of the Senatorial Elections Committee asking, hey, can we get nominated? We missed the form afterwards. So that's what the next agenda item is after this. So that's going to be the first official item, is voting on their nominations. But before we can get onto that, we need to establish lines of communication. The main way that SGA communicates with its senators and other people is through a Discord server, whose QR code is right up there. So please go ahead and scan that QR code and join the server.
Yes, I was gonna say, maybe we should just wait until after the meeting and then be like, anyone, like just became a senator, like just stay after and tell us your Discord username. Oh, okay. Then,
All right. So
Oh.
okay. So the main way that this particular server works is in the roles, the role assigned channel. You can sign up for any of the various portions of SGA that you might be interested in. And at that point, a text channel will be unlocked that you can see, access, and updates will be posted to, or requests will be posted to. So go ahead and just react to the message in order to get those roles assigned to you so you can actually, see all the updates and everything. We'll be going over what exactly the committees are and different sections are later on.
Meeting about 7 people. Are you adding people to voting?
Yes,
Okay.
that's why we're
We are.
So no, because also I have to send a link to the people on Zoom. So expect a couple more.
Do you want me to send you the link that I used? Just sent it. Yep. Yeah, Alondra. We'll give it.
Are you waiting for all the 13 people who just got elected in?
Currently, yeah.
I'm one of them and I'm in the Discord.
True.
So,
-1 from the current.
So,
yeah, mine is too, because we're both.
Jacob did not rerun.
Oh. That's 3 more people that work.
gotcha. And how many people are we missing who were nominated, Isaiah?
Only 1.
Only one? Okay. So really, we're waiting on two. Has everyone in the room joined the Discord and had the senator role applied to them?
Orange.
Should be senator and voting member, right?
Yes.
Should have a play.
You should have both.
Oh, Barbara would have already been in
Okay. So
So I think we're actually probably
there.
good.
You guys
then.
might be good.
Okay, cool. So thanks for joining. We'll talk more logistics later on. But now we can move on to the actual first official thing that you'll be doing, which is senator nomination. As I explained earlier, we have a list of people who wanted to be a part of Senate, but didn't for whatever reason. It's unique to each of their specific circumstances. So we have this list of 5 individuals who still want to be a part of Senate, but didn't make the nomination form, vote for, so on and so forth. There are a variety of different reasons. So let's see. I believe all except for one of these is a seated senator. So it's a person who's already been a part of SGA as a senator before. The only one who hasn't is Yash, if I'm recalling correctly. Sean, Jacob, Daniel, and Ben have all. So I guess in terms of order, we can probably just go straight into questioning for a 5-minute section, just real quick, or any discussion points. So do you guys have any questions or concerns directed at me for the process that's going on or concerns behind it? Yes.
If we got reelected, do we have to do the swear and stuff again?
Yes. That's going to happen after this. Are there any concerns? Or do I have a motion to move on to?
So moved.
Second.
Gotcha. Cool. So let's see. Ben, Jacob, did you put Danielle in a waiting room as well as Sean, and is Yash there?
Yep.
Okay. Typically, all of our motions in SGA or sections, particular voting items, are divided into 3 different sections. The first one is a summary presentation of what's going on that I just gave. Afterwards is a Q&A section, which usually lasts about 5 minutes or until someone moves it beyond. And then third, there is a discussion period where the people who are affected by said vote, action, whatever, are removed from the room. And then we talk about it just as voting members, attendees, so on and so forth. So, does anyone have any points of discussion that they would like to mention with them outside of the room or in waiting? Nova?
I'll just say something real quick. Since this is a slate vote, I can't speak on all of them since I don't know all 5 of them very well. But I can say for certain that Sean, Jacob, and Ben have all been decently active senators who have genuinely put effort into this organization, which is a lot more than some previous senators we've had. So with that being said, I would like to urge everyone to vote yay on this slate vote.
Are there any other points of discussion? Or do I have a motion to move into voting?
Okay.
Gotcha. Isaiah, you can go ahead and release the voting form. So on the SGA Discord, there's one channel which is exclusively for voting. Every time we have a vote, there will be a Google form released into that channel. If you would please go ahead and submit to that Google form during the meeting. It is usually the expectation that those votes will be done by the end of the meeting, but depending on the circumstances, they might be open longer. So that with this particular vote, I'm wanting to get the results of that vote in. Okay, please. So with this particular vote, I am wanting to get the results of the voting before we do the swear-in so that we can all do everything, do the swear-ins, formalities, all in one nice little box. Okay. How many votes do we have?
Yeah.
I keep having the same issue as last week.
Oh. I see.
No.
No.
No, he has to edit it. Do this. Copy and open a link that you're going to send it to someone, and then just open a new browser, paste that.
I'll also say if you have the see preview option in the top right, it looks like an eye icon. That's just what I do when the editing link is accidentally sent.
Yeah, 2 votes, 4 votes. Get those numbers up.
Did you bring those in the waiting room?
Yeah, they're back.
Cool. Just making sure.
I guess only 13. Yes.
Oh,
You should just use
Is it clear in one particular direction, considering 13?
Should I not have voted then? Should you take my vote out of consideration?
No, you should have voted because you were.
Okay, where do I vote again? I know it's in Discord, but under what folder?
So are you in the Discord?
I am
Okay. What is your name?
Liliana.
What is your name on Discord? I'm gonna make sure that you have the role.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Is it Liliana 47?
Ortiz. Yeah,
Cool. Okay.
Oh, what?
So
I
there.
did pick the role.
Form from his account, but it's gonna have my email on it.
Give me a second.
4746.
She doesn't have the roles quite yet. I'm adding them to her now.
I got it. I didn't see her because apparently she was offline.
Okay. So now that you have the two roles of senator and voting member, there should be a channel called Senate Voting, if I'm remembering correctly. Just voting? Okay. In that chat, there are a variety of different Google form links. And it's the latest Google form that we need you to fill out in order to cast your vote in any particular direction.
What's the folder name again?
It's just called voting. It's under
Senate channels.
It's under Senate channels.
Okay. Senate agendas and comments.
There should be one channel underneath that that's just called voting.
There is none. I don't see it.
There is one voting. I just saw that and I just voted on that.
Yes. The channel is locked to specific roles.
I can't connect right. That might be it.
Yes, it has been logged. Yep.
Okay. Do we have a particular majority, Isaiah?
Yeah, it's very lopsided.
Okay.
It's very clear.
What do we have?
Uh,
We're just going to move on.
Okay, thank you for the link.
If you wouldn't mind, Liliana, would you mind messaging Isaiah privately? He should also be in the Zoom, and he should be able to figure it out.
I just sent a link to like one-on-one.
Yeah, he did send the link. Thank you.
We're at 10 yeses.
10 yeses. So we're good. Perfect. Wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted. So the last bit of the formalities is with the senatorial oath of office. It's just an oath of office that we have to administrate at the very beginning when you become a senator. So if everyone who has been elected or nominated to be a senator, please stand up. Okay. So I believe it is me who discharges it.
Yes, you.
Okay. If you would please repeat after me. I, Senator, your surname.
I, Senator Cummings, do hereby affirm. Oh, sorry, my bad.
This is everybody. So,
Okay.
do hereby affirm
Do hereby affirm
that I shall justly support and defend. That I shall
Justice
that I shall
and defend
justly support and defend
the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association.
the Constitution and bylaws of the Student Government Association,
Of the Illinois Institute of Technology.
Illinois Institute of Technology.
I vow to fulfill my obligation.
I vow to
I
fulfill
want to fulfill my obligations
To my constituents and my duties.
to my
to my
constituents
constituents and my duties
Senator, to the best of my ability.
As a senator to the
As
best
to
of my
the
ability.
best of my ability.
All right, perfect. Congrats, everyone. So, outside of all the formalities stuff, we're going to go on to our first student org proposal of Lift Every Voice. Ashley, would you like to come up and just give like a quick 10-minute presentation of what your student organization is?
Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley. I'm a student at Vandercook College of Music. At Vandercook, they offer basically one degree, which is a bachelor's or master's in music education. I'm a flutist. I teach cello lessons and I direct choirs. So that kind of embodies what Vandercook is and kind of the type of students that gravitate towards it. With that being said, we all have different backgrounds. For example, we have a lot of students there are Mexican students, and they've started a mariachi band. So although it's not a recognized student organization, kind of getting, I guess, motivation from them, I'd like to start a gospel choir for the campus and for our students to be a part of. In music education, usually the types of music that we learn are like European or Western music. So I think it would be really cool to be able to offer something that's different. It is American music, but from a different perspective. And also with an authentic, somebody with an authentic background teaching it. I am a little older than my classmates. I have a lot of experience running choirs. And I have a twin sister who is the person who always plays the piano when I'm directing choirs. I'm gonna read a little of my proposal. So purpose and goals, I don't know if you all can see it, but it says the purpose of this organization will be to teach and experience gospel music authentically. Music education has recently become more diverse as there's been a push to perform styles of music by people of color, in addition to the usual names we all know and love. My hope is that providing future music educators with the opportunity to experience gospel music in an educational setting, they'll be better equipped to teach their own students in the near future. The purpose is also to provide students of the African American experience with a place to celebrate our culture. So really, usually for like Black History Month, we'll get a group together and we'll put on something for our college. And students of different backgrounds will see and they'll say, oh, I really like that, that's interesting. So we want to embolden other people to be a part of it and let them know that just because they don't look like us or just because they're not from that experience, it doesn't mean that they can't be a part of it and they can't enjoy it. And even with that being said, there are African American students at Vandercook who don't have a background in gospel music, or we don't all have the same experiences. So this is something that we can all enjoy together in a safe space and have some fun making music.
Thank you. So, as I stated earlier, next we're going to be moving into a 5-minute question and answer period where you can ask any questions of Ashley. So, does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask about the student org, its goals, so on and so forth? Alejandro?
Yes, I noticed in the proposed budget that approximately half of the estimated budget per semester is spent towards hiring musicians for performances that will be posted throughout the semester. I was wondering if by any chance you maybe thought about collaborating with perhaps other university and the university or Vandercook about doing this, since this is more of a large scale thing that could probably benefit a large portion of the student body.
Yeah, so that budget would go to students. We have students at Vandercook who play bass or play drums, and that would be for whoever is a student, they would be able to be paid. In the same tradition, usually the musicians are paid a nice amount, so we'd like to take care of them for like rehearsals and performances as well. So that's for the students.
Nova?
Yeah, so I think that maybe I'm just asking a clarifying question. I noticed in your purpose and goals that specifically you say it is my hope to provide future music educators, with the opportunity to experience gospel music. I think there was perhaps maybe a preconception that this was going to be, or an org for performing gospel music. Is that the case, or is this is this a club to get more skilled people in to perform for the campus?
It's for any students to be able to perform.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
I'd like to make a motion to move into discussion.
All right, cool. Actually, if you wouldn't mind just leaving the room temporarily. All right. So. Welcome to discussion yet again. Yes.
Yeah, I personally haven't had a lot of close experience with gospel music, but I'm from the South, and I have a very strong understanding of Black church culture, especially in the South, and it's like a gospel music, to my understanding, is a very large part of that and a large part of the African American experience for a lot of people, and I think having an org like that would be awesome for everybody to like learn about it and for these people to, have that space. Because like, as she stated earlier, like music that's not like white European stuff, that's not something that's like discussed in like education as often. And so I'm just urging folks to vote yay on this.
Nova?
In the similar vein of the previous speaker, having grown up in the South, there is definitely like, again, just reaffirming it, there is a massive culture around Black gospel music, and it is something that like students from the South, which do make up like a continuous number of students at IIT, like would find familiarity in, and there is a rich history, and I'm glad that there's this org proposal coming up to not only give students the chance to participate in gospel choir, but also it seems like to learn about the history of it and to bring diversity to music culture at Vandercook and at IIT as a whole. So in a similar vein, I would like to urge all voting members to vote yay on this org.
Yeah.
And just echo on that, just as a somewhat Southerner, depending on who you ask, but also just as an African American. For those who may not know, gospel music does have a very, very long history. It's rooted back in slavery times, even before then, back in Africa. So I just really do encourage y'all to vote yes, because it is truly, the gospel music is like at the heart of the Black community. So I think it would be a really effective thing to vote yes.
All right.
Unified force.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
Do we have any dissenting voices or concerns with the student organization or criticism?
Should I move to voting?
Second.
All right, go ahead and release the voting form, Isaiah. Cool. And if anyone has any issues accessing the voting form, please message Isaiah on Zoom. All right. So, is it released? Yep. Cool. So let me grab Ashley back. Now we're going to be moving on to executive board reports. Nova, you're up.
Yeah. All right. So firstly, I think what is most appropriate as a VP of a committee that the new senators will be working in, I'd like to formally welcome all the new senators. We really do, I speak both on behalf of SGA and administration, we are really looking forward to hearing a new group of voices and opinions, and we are definitely looking forward to your continued participation over the term of your stay as senator. And with that being said, I guess I could talk about some of the stuff I do as VP of Student Life by talking about the things I've done. So yesterday I met with OCL, the Office of Campus Life, and our main objective is to kind of work on campus life stuff. It's in the name. So at that meeting, we discussed some MTCC maintenance requests. Specifically, we had concerns voiced by some students about the Prism Club room being easily unlocked by students who were not authorized to be there. So I've been working with those, or OCL will be working with facilities to make sure that gets fixed up and potentially looking into some of the other offices in MTCC because there might be a similar vulnerability. And then also I had a number of students and even some faculty mention that the water in at least some of the MTCC bathrooms can be like too hot to properly wash your hands. So that's also being looked into with facilities. Another point is we talked about some of the Herman Hall flags. Specifically, one student had brought up the fact that the Swiss flag is technically incorrect as is displayed. So we're looking into fixing that. And then also we've had a continued interest from the Muslim Student Association and the Students for Justice in Palestine student org about getting the Palestinian flag in Herman Hall. And so I think for the first time in a while, SGA has finally brought that back up to senior administration. So we will be hopefully working towards that and seeing if we can get a response from them within hopefully the next 2 weeks when I meet with OCL again. And then for this and for Food Advisory Board, we're looking to expand direct student senator input. There's only so much I can do. And I really do try to like listen to everyone's opinions, but in the end I can't. So we're trying to expand it so that students can personally come to these meetings themselves or senators and voice their side or voice their opinions, because the more input we can get, the better. Food Advisory Board meeting, that is next Tuesday. Some issues or an issue that has been brought up to me, which I will be bringing up, is regarding the center court. As some of you may or may not have noticed, one of the stations, the saffron station, or what previously served Indian style cuisine, has been swapped out for a Mexican style station, and some students voiced concerns that that students who follow a halal diet have just lost a really big option in the center court. So I will be working with center court to see if we can still provide those options, or if we can change or make it so that at least one of the stations in center court is always halal, if they aren't already. And if it is, then I'll be seeking the clarification on that. And then something we talked about at our previous meeting, again, in the same vein, we want to expand direct student and senator input. We want to hear more voices. I already said it all. But specifically, Chartwell wanted me to tell you guys that they wanted to hear any feedback you had. So even if it's, not something that's operational, but more like you have a recipe suggestion, or you and your group of friends just really don't like this one menu item they serve at the Commons, or, whatever it may be, even if it's a small gripe that you don't think it's just a personal taste thing, please do reach out, because Chartwells does genuinely care about these things, and they want to hear these student opinions. So if you are interested in attending the Food Advisory Board meeting, I update my Discord the Discord channel, which is Student Life. I remind everyone, just DM me. It's Nova A on the Senate channel, and I will send you the link to the appropriate Food Advisory Board meeting.
And then I did also see that we had a senator who raised her hand, Narendra, I think is how you say your name. Sorry.
Yes, Narendra, you got it. Actually, I'm a male student, not her. Sorry about that.
You're all right. All right.
All right. So that's the thing. Actually, the Indian food that they pick it up from the center court. Actually, many Indian students reported to me stating that, oh my gosh, they removed this, they removed that. And suddenly this happened within a span of 2 or 3 days, I guess. So they want it back at any cost, it seems. So
yeah, that first off, that's great to hear. I'm glad you're saying that. So the idea from Chartwell was that some students were complaining that the menu was too static and it wasn't changing. So what they wanted to do was to rotate, or at least for now, to try rotating it out every 2 weeks. And so that started every 2 weeks. So there's a total of 5 stations they're going to rotate between. So if I had to guess, and then the center one, the chicken strips one, I forget the actual name of it, is always going to be there. But
okay.
yes, the Indian one will be back, I guess, in probably 2 weeks or 4 weeks, depending on how exactly they do that. But if that is, that they want permanently, that can be, we can discuss that at the Food Advisory Board meeting.
Absolutely. I would like to attend that food advisory board meeting as well. I'm interested in that. And what we can do is we can add more Indian recipes. There are lot of Indian recipes that we have, and we can add it to the menu and see how students are liking it. Based on that, we can release a survey form wherein students can fill their interest, and based on the majority, we can go ahead and work it out with the board, maybe whatever it is.
Sure. And yeah, I think that is something we should do. I'm always up for hearing more student input. So if you want to attend the next food advisory board meeting on the 11th, like I said, just shoot me a DM on Discord, Nova A, VP of Student Life, and I will
Okay.
make sure to send you the meeting link.
All right. I saw,
Well, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also saw that Chris had her hand raised.
Point of information too, commuter students who don't have meal plans, like the comments has like more like halal, those kinds of options. But if you don't have a meal plan, there's not really a reason to go into the comments. And so people are more likely to be going to center court. I've not set foot in the comments personally since becoming a commuter.
Okay.
And so I think that's another thing to consider.
Yes, absolutely. I forgot to bring that concern. Thank you so much for bringing that concern in. Sorry to interrupt you guys. All right.
Yeah. I'll make sure to rope that into the discussion that we have on the 11th.
Then I also saw that we had another senator raising her hand. Hopefully, Milan.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
hear you. Sorry.
Okay. So regarding the food,
Mhm.
I was also a Chartwell consumer. So in fall when I came, I had 2 semesters. I had 2 food plans. So what I have noticed that they should have an Indian food like lentil and mixed vegetables all the time, because that's the thing that Indians eat almost every time. So sometimes when I go, they have lentils, but the lentils are made in a different way. So they're actually not an Indian preparation. So
Sure.
that's what I was trying to say, that if you can ask them to keep at least 2 of these items for Indian students every time. Like Indians like lentil and some fries. Like we have fries, so I didn't have any problem with the fries. But when I came first time, I was looking for something, and so that was I'm trying to raise. And one more concern that I have, that they close at 8:30 in the night. I think that's too early. That's too early. Some students they do study, and sometimes they don't even feel that it's already 8:30. So by the time they reach, they say this at 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So if you can ask them to close the services bit later in the night, so that will also help. I mean,
But
that was actually my concern when I was in the on campus. That is actually my concern that I'm sharing, and I'm sure that other students should have the same concern.
Sure. Milan or Milan? Milan, again, first off, thank you for your feedback and input. I will try to remember this, but again, if you want to attend the food advisory board meeting and voice this yourself, like I would love it if you could. Again, if you could just shoot me a DM if you want to attend. If not, I'll still voice the concerns myself. But
yeah, I will. I want to attend that meeting. I will text you. I'll text you in Discord, right?
Yep.
Okay, fine. I'll text you.
Cool.
Can you post the Discord name where we have to post the shoot the message on Discord, because I didn't understand what you're trying to say. I mean, what's the name of the Discord?
So if you just go into the Student Life channel on the Senate Discord, the one that you just joined today, it will be Nova, Nova. It should be like the first message on there will be from me. You could just click my name and then send me a message from there, and I'll get it.
And if you don't see or don't have access to the Student Life channel, you can go to the roles assigned channel and react to the Turtles message in order to get access to that particular channel.
You can also see everybody's names like on the far right on desktop version, or if you swipe from the right side of the screen, you get everybody's names. And you want to contact Nova A, VP of Student Life.
Yep.
Alright.
I just reacted right now on
Okay.
the role assign. Yep.
And you should have the channel available from there. Nova is the name you're looking for, Nova.
All right. I don't believe we have any other comments right now. So we can move on to Isaiah.
Before I start, Elio, can you go up and just introduce yourself for people?
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna do that during open floor.
Oh, yeah, you can go right
I didn't
now.
really have any updates. So my name's Elio. I'm the Vice President of Communications. So I'm the person that's been running the Instagram, the TikTok every here and there, and also sending out some messages on occasion on Discord. And yeah, I'm basically in charge of communications, and I work a lot with Nova as well as other senators on occasion, more with Nova in terms of trying to set up student to SGA feedback sessions, tabling and set and the MTCC bridge. So yeah, it's basically me. So if you want to get to know me, stop after the meeting. Otherwise,
Okay, thanks. Oh, I said Nova. Elio. Hey everyone, I'm Isaiah. So a big thing that I'm trying to do this semester is basically fix our constitution and bylaws because, to be frank, they're kind of bad. And I actually talked to an alumni a couple weeks ago, and I remember apparently we're still using the same rules from when he made it, and he was in utter shock that we were still using the same rules because even he knew that they weren't that great. So we're gonna be changing them. We're gonna be doing it a similar style we did last semester. We'll have like constitutional conventions. We might make an ad hoc committee. I don't know. We'll figure that part out later. I know last semester they were held on Saturdays. I forgot exactly what time of day it was. I think it was right after lunch or right around that time, somewhere like that. So I'm thinking we'll probably just continue it there. But if you're interested, please message me, DM me, and then I'll send out an invite link just to let you know what room we're reading in, all that jazz. If you're interested in helping out with this project, because it's a pretty big project, and the goal is for us to be done with it this semester. That way, January 1st, 2023. We can have a whole new set of rules that make sense and all that jazz. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right.
Any questions?
Cool. All right. So moving on, we can open it up to senator reports. So there are a variety of different sections, as you have already seen during these meetings. Senator reports is specifically for senators to talk about anything that they want to bring up to SGA, any projects that they're working on, or any project that they want to start, to get opinions, perspectives, and what should people be thinking about. So if you have one already, you can raise your hand, but I'm not exactly expecting too much considering it's like the first day. Right. Seeing that, we can move on to open floor. Open floor is slightly different in that it's open for any student to raise their concerns. It's less project focused. It's more like you can invite a friend who had a horrible experience with some particular department. They can be like, hey, this is my experience. Can someone help me? It's for anyone to reach out and ask questions or say, how do I do this, or so on and so forth. So, Chris, I believe you had something?
Yeah, so as some of you probably know, like Tech News, we're trying to do that like events calendar thing. And we have gotten to the point where we had a lot of responses initially. And we're getting to the point now where we don't have a lot. So if you are an org leader or part of an org and you guys know that an event is coming up, please submit it. Every newspaper has a QR code to scan where you can do that. And even if you aren't part of an org, but you know something's happening, feel free to submit it so that we can get it in there. Because it's not just printed in the paper, it's also published online. Because one of the complaints that I think a lot of people have is that there's a bajillion email threads sent out about events from all these different orgs and different offices on campus. And so we're just trying to condense that like as much as possible. But we can't do it alone. It is just me running that right now, and I'm one person. So if you have input and know stuff that's going on, I would love to get that, please.
Is there anything else anyone would like to say for open floor? None. Give me a second.
I just have a question. Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
once I got nominated for this like SGA Senate election, like I got a couple of students coming to me and asking about building a new organization. They were like a data science background. So they happen to see some of the issues over here. So like they're not getting like some companies to like interact with the students in a particular current domain. So they asked me about like, what is the procedure of opening a new organization here. Then I connected them with the OCL. Like basically, they are preparing the proposal right now.
So after OCL has a guideline for how to establish a new student organization, they actually have a packet of things that you need to complete in order to establish. Once that packet is completed, it's actually sent to us for review and approval, which is exactly what happened earlier today with Lift Every Voice. Once that is completed, it's more coordination with OCL on getting your student organization email, and you would also need to contact finance board to get a budget for your student organization. And I believe that all of those steps are on the OCL's packet. I need to make 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they are. So if you just follow through that packet, that should lead you through all the steps necessary. Thank you. Do you have any other questions about that? Perfect. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, because I was running around in circles, is on this Saturday, we're going to be having the SGA Senate Meeting, where we're going to be going over all of the different methods, procedures, what SGA is, how you can help, so on and so forth. So this Saturday, we are going to be going over that during the lunch hour. So starting at noon in Stewart 113, we're going, yes, across the hall. Across the hall.
Okay, sure.
Stewart 113 is the better room, but they have a class during this particular time period. So please be there, especially if you're a new senator. That's really important for you to be there to get an idea of what the internals of SBA are, what IIT looks like on the admin side, and other various procedures. Yes.
I'd like to say on that, there's also some fun we'll be having. There'll be food there. And then also one thing that the committees will be doing, because we are going to be introducing you guys to the committees, is doing what does work look like in a committee. You know, if you're interested in student life, for example, since that's what I chair, how could you help the students? How could you do that? That's all going to be at the Senate retreat. So if you are able to make it, and I'm sure Joel will be sending out more information sometime this soon. Like if you can attend, do attend, because it is extremely useful to get to know how SGA works and to know the people within SGA.
You can make some very long-lasting friends from SGA. I've met Brent, Ben, Barber, and it's been really nice having him along. He's a fellow physics major, sort of complicated story there. Are there any other questions, comments, or things you'd like to say in open floor? Isaiah.
Just quickly going back to the student work thing, because I asked Graham online. He said anyone interested in starting a new org can email him. Graham is one of our faculty advisors. He works on opposite campus life, so he's in charge of all of that. I can give you his email afterward, and he shared a PDF about what exactly everyone has to do. That's what you know.
So there are, in that PDF, there are 4 different aspects that we are looking for that are pretty specific. There are the goals of the student organization, how it benefits the student body, how it's different from any organization currently on campus. There's a fourth question that I currently don't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. But those will all be a part of the PDF. And also there are other aspects to the proposal as well, such as like how much money you're wanting to have as a part of your student organization or spend through it. And then also how many students are interested in your student organization as well. Those are all different aspects, but there are the four main questions that you need to hit. And there are other qualitative aspects as well. So, yeah. Are there any other questions, concerns, or things going on around campus? Elliot,
To adjourn.
do I have a second?
I have a comment.
Oh my.
You object to that.
Go ahead.
In response to Chris, right now there's like 5 different forms. You have to email OCO, you have to fill out suitable, and you have to ideally fill out your form. Like there's like, as a student org leader, you'd have to like fill out all these different forms to get on like whatever these calendars are. And I don't know which one's the most used, so I don't know what the motivations. Like obviously they're very good motivations, but like whoever is like organizing this should contact Campus Life and whoever runs Suitable or like all these things to get this to get it organized under one thing first before we have to fill out more and more forms. Yeah, because I know it's like the idea that just unify it all under different ways.
That's valid, because right now it's halfway the trial run, and then I do want to like mesh with like OCL and everything and get us more integrated, because it's not fun to be on a mailing list and like they're really pushing Suitable, but when you go through Suitable, it's even like people aren't using it to like publish the fact that they're having like org meetings at all, so it's not useful in that way. So yeah, that's a really good feedback.
All right. Is there anything else, or do I have a motion to adjourn? All right, thanks. Well, with that, you're adjourned, everyone. Thank you for coming.
I just don't know how to work Discord.
Sure.